Hey guys, it's Autumn Angel, and you might be wondering, why the heck are you making a YouTube video? You've literally posted about having finals. And the reason why is because it's going to inspire me to study, because I'm turning my studying into a video. And before I show you all the video, I swear I can draw. This is just, I don't have time to make it look good, so it's just like ridiculous little doodles. So what I'm doing is I'm just explaining like how the ways all birds' body is modified for flight, and that's what I'm going to be explaining, which it's a lot. Get ready for some awful little doodles. So as I said before, I'm going to be explaining all the ways the bird's body is modified for flight, which is actually quite a bit. Like, there's a lot of modifications that went into helping them fly. So first we have the Maniraptorans, which was the clade of dinosaurs that gave rise to the first birds. And that includes Archaeopteryx, okay? And Archaeopteryx is like a really cool animal. And so basically, it's a Maniraptoran. It had claws and teeth and a long tailbone, which is how it was linked to the dinosaurs. But the way it was linked to birds was because it had pneumatized bones, which means that their bones were hollow. It had elongate forelimbs, just like birds, because it looked like wings, but they couldn't fly because they were so heavy. But it could possibly glide. So here are some theropod traits that can be found in birds. If you hear paper, it's because I'm holding flashcards. So theropods have feathers, a furcula, pneumatized bones, and calcified eggs. Now, a furcula is actually the wishbone. That's how it's more commonly known. We'll get more into that later. So during the mass extinction, the birds managed to survive, and due to that, they managed to diversify and evolve during the early Cenozoic period. I believe the mass extinction was due to the Chicxulub meteor crater impact, whatever that's called. This is just me trying. I want to add the little drawing, but I can't because I ran out of things to say about the mass extinction, so here's just me trying to remember. Here, I'm going to be explaining to you a really cool duck known as vivagus. I have no idea how to pronounce it, but it's the first bird fossil found, and it's the only fossil known to be linked to the link from dinosaurs to birds. Basically, it's the only fossil known to be linked to them, and they're just like really cool. Now, you might be wondering, since the birds evolved from dinosaurs, what's their closest living relative? And their closest living relative is actually crocodilians. So technically, if you look at a bird and a crocodile, they're technically related in a way. Ran out of things to say, so I'm just filling in time so that y'all can see this cute little derpy thing that I drew. It's not really cute, but still. And now we have Archaeopteryx versus the birds. So Archaeopteryx had teeth and birds do not. And there's actually a reason why birds evolved to not have teeth. And I have no idea why I said had teeth. If birds had teeth, there would be more weight in their head, which would mess with the center of gravity, which would make it really harder to fly. Because when you're flying, you don't want all of your weight to be in your head. You want it to be like in the center, so it's easier to fly. Like, look at an airplane. People who invented airplanes actually looked towards birds and their flight mechanics as inspiration and stuff. So if they had teeth in their head, it would make their head a whole lot heavier. And to compensate, they actually have a gizzard, and that's how they quote-unquote chew. It's basically, the gizzard is way lighter than having teeth, so it'll basically quote-unquote chew up the food for them so that they can eat the food, and it's way lighter. And here you have this ridiculously derpy drawing of Archaeopteryx and a bird. I'm sorry, it's awful. I have no time, so I'm just doodling just to try and remember myself what to do. I already talked about this, but I'm only including it because I have no idea why the heck I drew this. Just look what I draw after I write the sentence. Because, what the heck? Why did I draw Baymax? So here, I realized that the camera was a bit blurry, a bit too late, but so the ribs are like interlocked with each other through an uncinate process, which is to strengthen the chest cavity. Because you're flying, all that pressure is going to go to your chest because it's the wings that are moving and it's all connected. So where they're interlocked, it helps. So the ribs are attached to each other through interlocking to help with the forces of flight. Like, it helps to withstand the forces of flight. And here's a absolutely terrible picture I drew of a rib cage. I cannot draw the skeletal system. I'm not going to insert a real picture. Y'all know what you all know what a rib looks like. And next, we move on to the spinal cord, which several bones in the spinal column are fused to help cope with the stress of flight. Because imagine how much your back would hurt just like trying to keep straight while you're flying. So to compensate, they're fused. And the pelvic girdle is also fused to the spine as well to help with flying. And now we're back to the furcula, which, let me just say, I have no idea how to draw this. You will see my first attempt was absolutely terrible. But the furcula acts as a billow, which basically pushes the air sacs to help push the air throughout the birds. And it helps the bird to like get air throughout the body. And it also acts as a spring, so whenever it goes down, where it's really flexible, so when it goes down, it just kind of springs back up to help the bird fly, because flying puts a lot of pressure on the wings and the muscles, you know? I'm going to start talking for the next section here. So now we have the humerus, which is actually a lot shorter than in humans, and it's shorter because the flight muscles attached to it, like it's not attached to any of the other bones of the wings, it attached is to the humerus, and it needs to be able to resist large forces during flapping. Now, the carpal metacarpus is the primary anchor for the flight feathers, and that is basically, why didn't I draw a picture of the carpal metacarpus? I might insert a picture, hang on. The red bone is the carpal metacarpus. I did not draw this, by the way. And now we head over to the keeled sternum, which is found in all flying birds. And it's the attachment point for the large flight muscles, the pectoralis and the supracoracoideus. How the heck did I know how to pronounce that? But yeah, this is where the large flight muscles go. And it's basically, in a chicken, it's why their chests are like the white meat. That's why we eat the chests, because it has all that muscle. Oh, look at that. We're talking about the keel again. So, no, we're not talking about the keel. We're talking about the supracoracoideus. So, the supracoracoideus is the muscle, and it passes through the trioceal canal to... Why don't I have a picture of that? Give me a second. I want to add a picture again. Here we go. So, as you can see, the supracoracoideus goes through the trioceal canal, and it connects to the humerus. And that's what produces the upstroke of the wings. So, that's what makes the wings go up. Now, if we head over to the pectoralis, it originates on the keel as well, and it attaches to the ventral side of the humerus, which provides the downstroke. And it's actually the largest muscle in the flying birds because it takes up the most force to produce lift and thrust. Fun fact, did you know that a bird does not have a bladder? Now, they have a cloaca instead of a bladder, and the reason why they don't have a bladder is because it's less weight, which means they're lighter to be able to fly. So instead of using the bathroom like a person, they basically have urates, which are a bit harder. And the reason why is because it means that they don't have to use water to flush out all that waste. They just drop it. And that helps them to be able to use the water for more energy to fly. So the bird's heart is incredibly large, and that way it's a lot more powerful, so it can pump the oxygen and blood throughout the body more efficiently, which allows the bird to get more energy for flight. And then we have the respiratory system, which is incredibly more advanced than humans. I can't say the word advanced. Basically, the lungs are smaller and harder, but they have air sacs. So basically, when they fly, it pushes on those air sacs, which spreads more air throughout the body, giving it more energy, and it also helps cool down the birds, and it's really good for them. I'm tired. I'm gonna make more videos, but they're probably not gonna be drawings. I'm probably just gonna have Cookie Run Kingdom in the background as I talk and read from flashcards or the PowerPoint. Bye-bye.